lot to me, Nigeria. My name is John Obizo, but indeed it's been a very long time, but it feels so good to be back, and I'm happy that yes, Lottery is back on your screen. Please, if you're just joining for the first time, you're welcome. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you're not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you can get notifications when new episodes drop. So interestingly, on this episode we'll be talking about something very interesting. I'm sure you're very much aware of what is going on the online now in Nigeria, particularly regarding Cubana's bill, the granting of bail to Cubana Chief Priest. Now it's raised a lot of agitation, especially considering the fact that recently popular socialite, that is Bobrisky, was convicted and sentenced to 6 months imprisonment for the facing of the Naira. Now, Cubana Chief Priest was granted bail, 10 million naira, and it's really a lot of agitations. People have been saying a lot of things. We show that a lot of persons are not informed of how the law operates in Nigeria. So now we're going to do a short comparison, comparing the Bobrisky aspect and the Cubana Chief Priest scenario. We're going to try to compare so that people can understand, because people have been saying a lot of things, that the judges are biased, that Nigeria is biased, that they want to deal with Bobrisky, that's why they put Bobrisky in prison. Then Cubana did the same thing. I'm seeing some people trying to bring some element of tribalism, that saying Igbo mind on. A lot of things I've been seeing, a lot of things on Twitter particularly, that's X, and I'm asking the question, how do we think as a people? So let's compare a lot of things. Bobrisky was arrested, detained and charged and eventually convicted for abusing the Naira. In the course of charging Bobrisky upon arraignment, when arraignment is when you take your plea of guilty or not guilty, Bobrisky pled guilty. He admitted. Now, when you admit guilty, you've taken off a chunk of the responsibility of the prosecution. Ordinarily, it is said that in a criminal matter, a prosecution has to prove beyond reasonable doubt. It doesn't say that there will not be doubt at all, but any doubt that is reasonable, that is capable of inferring that this person might be innocent, the accused person might be innocent, the court, once we establish that such reasonable doubt exist, would hold that the prosecution has not proved his case and would go on to possibly discharge and acquit the defendant. So now, Bobrisky was charged by the FCC under Section 21 of the CBN Act. By virtue of Section 21 of the CBN Act, you are not to engage in any act that, in effect, defaces or defaces the Naira or abuses the Naira, squeezing, tearing, writing on, spraying, dancing on, and all that, matching it and everything. They are all activities that amounts to the abuse of the Naira. Now, Bobrisky was charged under that particular section of the CBN Act. Now, he pled guilty. He admitted fault. He said he is guilty. Now, we have said that the prosecution has a duty to prove beyond reasonable doubt. When you admit that you're guilty, what happened? You've taken a responsibility from prosecution. Although the court still, the law is that, notwithstanding the pleading of guilty, the prosecution must still state the case of the prosecution. There must something. It's like a little rundown of what the facts are. Must run through the facts before the court. And so then the evidence are already before the court and all that. Now he has pled guilty. When the accused person has pled guilty, the prosecution has a duty to what? To state the fact as it is. Now, we will not be going into trial because you already admitted. So the court will not, you will not come and be calling witness A, witness B. You already admitted guilt. So the prosecution will only just come and state the case before the court that, oh, this is the matter, these are the facts available, and this person has pled guilty. These are the evidences that were before the court, and all that and all that. So now the court considers the plea of the person in consonance with the facts presented by the prosecution and the evidence already presented before the court. Now, you won't go through the stage of trial. Trial is when we now say, prosecution, bring your witness. This one come and say, yes, I saw him. Oh. Then the defendant will not say, okay, he'll bring his own witness. You did not see him. I did not see him. No, Bobrisky case did not go to that extent. So he admitted he was guilty, and the next thing after admission of guilt, and after the restatement of the facts before the court by the prosecution, is the court makes his decision, which is what we call the conviction. When from the plea and the facts stated before the court has confirmed that indeed this person is guilty of this offense, what is the next thing that happens? The court goes straight into conviction in line. That is imposing, like, the conviction is the finding of a person guilty, culpability of the person. The court goes to find the person guilty and makes, after conviction, next thing is sentencing. Conviction is the pronouncement of guilt. Sentencing is now the punishment. Now, since Bobrisky had pled guilty, the court went further to do what? Convict him and found him guilty and decided to give sentence him. And sentenced him to 6 months. Now, this sentencing caused a lot of agitation. People were like, it's Bobrisky, and they want to punish him. He's a cross-dresser. It is a lie. Let's correct something. The law says that Section 21 sub 1 prescribes a punishment. And it goes further, as in Section 2, subsection 2, 3, it creates other offenses and it still relates them back to the initial punishment. So anything that's under Section 21 that's punishable will still get the same punishment, which is either a conviction to a sentencing to a custodial sentence of 6 months, that is imprisonment of 6 months, or fine of 50,000, or both. So the court the Section 21 prescribes the punishment, but allows for the exercise of discretion by the judge. The judge can decide in his wisdom or her wisdom to sentence to 6 months imprisonment, and it's valid. The judge can also decide to do what? To convict and sentence to imprisonment, then add the option of fine. Include the option of fine. Is hereby sentenced to 6 months imprisonment with the option of fine, so he can pay the fine in place of the imprisonment, or can impose both imprisonment and the fine, or any of them. So people have been saying that, but it's too harsh. The thing is, for a judge before a judge comes out to give judgment, he considers certain things. He considers the prevalence of the offense. This issue of defacing of Naira, spraying of Naira is everywhere. It's becoming rampant. People don't ever give a damn. Everybody wants to spray everybody. So the court would have considered that. Then it will consider, if I give this option of fine, will it serve as a deterrent to others, especially considering the personality and the figure or the relevance or the role the particular person, accused person or defendant plays in society? How popular is he? How rich is he? How wealthy? If I give it to him, if I give him fine, will the fine solve it? Will it serve as deterrent? Or others will feel that, oh, fine, I can clear it up. If I give him imprisonment, will it serve as a deterrent? So the court will consider what is more deterring to others. So possibly these are several factors the court would have considered before arriving at that 6 months. So the agitation that the judge is unbiased and it was harsh on Bobrisky, the judge actually went in line with the law. If Bobrisky feels that the punishment were harsh, there's still a remedy. Bobrisky can go ahead to appeal. So this is for the Bobrisky saga. His own is he pled guilty. Once you plead guilty, the next thing, the prosecution states the facts before the court, the facts on which the accused is charging, and presents necessary evidence before the evidence for the court. Then the court marries the plea with the facts before the court and proceeds to conviction and sentencing. But now, Cubana's case is different. Cubana was charged with, under that act, the same provision, for the said abuse of Naira. But he did not plead guilty. He pled not guilty. Not guilty means, I'm saying, Oga, I didn't do it. So, come and prove. So now, since he has pled guilty, the next thing, after pleading guilty, the next thing the court remands. Once an accused person during arraignment pleads not guilty. If he pleads guilty, the court goes straight from your plea to prosecution stating facts, the reassessment of facts. Yes, that's the word. The prosecution goes through the reassessment of facts before the court, restatement of facts, and all that. After that, the court goes next to conviction and there's sentencing. But when you plead not guilty, it changes. There's a change. Now, the next thing that happens is the court, upon the plea of guilty, I'm not guilty. Why do I keep saying guilty? Upon the plea of not guilty, the next thing the court will do is, the court, by virtue of the rules, the court remands. He has pled not guilty. He's saying that they want the state or the prosecution to prove the case. So the next thing now is the court, because the court cannot release, he has taken his plea, he cannot just release the person back to society. There's a case pending against the person. The person has to answer the case. So the responsibility of the court is, because it takes no side with anybody, it remands the person. So it's the duty of that accused person, defendant's lawyer, to do what? To bring an application for bail. Bail is temporal freedom. My lord, this is entitled under the Section 36 of the Constitution. There's a presumption of innocence. Everybody is presumed innocent until proven guilty. The moment you say you're guilty, that presumption goes away. The presumption is gone. It's thrown out of the window. Although there are still rights to your claim. You've said you're guilty. You've admitted guilt. It's not as if let me not say it's thrown out of the window. But that presumption of innocence has shifted, because now you've said you're guilty. If I'm presuming that you're not guilty and you're telling me you're guilty, it means that you've shifted the presumption. I should go ahead to convict you. So the next thing is, once you say you're guilty, the presumption has gone away. But once you say you're not guilty, there's still a presumption. The prosecution must prove its case beyond reasonable doubt. So how do you prove? You come with facts and the rest. So the next thing, the court is not taking any side. The court is an unbiased umpire. It's in the middle to judge the arbiter who will make decisions. So the next thing is, he cannot just release. If he releases you just like that, it will be as if he's taking the sides of the defendant. So what does he do? He holds the defendant. He makes an order to remand the defendant. Next thing is for the defendant lawyer to bring an application. As in this case, Cubana lawyer brought an application for bail. Bail is saying, temporarily release this guy. He's presumed innocent. My lord, temporarily release him to society. He will not run away. He will come for his matter. That's why the bail application is, there's always been an affidavit. It's setting out facts. Facts to support the application that, yes, I will not do this, I will not jump bail. This is a first-time offender, I will not do it. He has never committed a crime. Set out facts that will convince the court that you're not going to abscond. Now, when the court is satisfied, the court goes on to do what? To grant the bail. Now, it's granted bail on the fact that by virtue of Section 36 of the Constitution, there's that presumption of everybody, that's 36 sub 5 of the Constitution. There's that presumption of everybody is presumed innocent until what? Proven guilty. The Constitution is the number one law of the land, from which other laws or every other legal institution or entity takes authority from. So if the law is saying that it's presumed innocent, who are you to take away his right? So you must grant him bail, where it is shown that yes, he has established facts that support it, that yes, that he's entitled to bail. And it's a bailable offense. It's a bailable offense, 6 months. It's a bailable offense. So it can be bailed. So now, once the lawyer brought an application for bail, and the court in this bill granted their application and said 10 million naira bail. Now, a lot of people are saying, yes, the court has released, but the court did not release Cubana. The court only did what? Okay, yes, when you say release, bail is a form of release, but it's temporary. Now, so people are saying that they've let Bobrisky and Cubana to go. Bobrisky is now languishing in prison. No, it's a lie. Cubana will still answer. The prosecution will prove his case, while Cubana will defend. If at the end of everything, Cubana is found guilty, Cubana Chief Priest is found guilty, what do you think will happen? Cubana Chief Priest will be sentenced by the judge either to imprisonment or to fine or to both of them, depending on the wisdom of the judge in line with the law. So Cubana Chief Priest was not asked to go home, that his matter has... No! The bloggers have posted a lot of misleading stories and facts and misguiding people, and people are thinking rubbish, and it's raised a lot of agitations. So let's put it straight. The court did not acquit Cubana Chief Priest. He was granted bail, which is his right. Temporary release. And he's going to be answering it he's coming from his home to answer. He's going to answer his matter and defend himself. AFCC will prove. If they don't prove their case, he'll be discharged and acquitted. And if the court, if they prove their case, he will be convicted and sentenced accordingly by the court. So the court was not wicked to Bobrisky, or the court did not witch hunt. Nobody witch hunt with Bobrisky. Although I'm saying based on the facts in line with the law. I'm talking about based on my understanding of the law. I don't know if there's any such plans to witch hunt, but until any such plans is proven or established, the various circumstances or scenarios were played out in accordance with the provisions of the law. Cubana Chief Priest is entitled to bail, and he was granted bail. So the fact that Bobrisky is in prison was because he has been convicted and found guilty. He pled guilty, and as such, the court officially recognized and pronounced that guilt. But Cubana Chief Priest said he's not guilty. So there's no guilt again. Guilt has not been established. So it has to be proven. So that is why he was granted bail. So I hope you've been able to understand the difference between the two scenarios. Bobrisky admitted guilt and was sentenced accordingly. Cubana Chief Priest said he's not guilty, and as such, he was granted. His lawyer applied for bail, and he was granted bail on 10 million naira. And let me put this out there: when they say bail on 10 million naira, it doesn't mean, because I've seen also comments that the 10 million is fine. It's not fine. The 10 million naira is like a commitment, an officially recognized bond or commitment to the court. There will be shorties who will guarantee that, oh, this person will not jump bail. And if he happens to jump bail is when the person abscond, he can't find the person going to come answer his matter in court. Once that's the case, the next thing that will happen is the shorties will be summoned to show cause why they should not forfeit the 10 million naira to the court. So the time the 10 million naira will come into actuality is when he jumps bail, which I'm not sure he will. He's a person of a very reputable standing in society, so I don't think he will want to jump bail. So this is the fact as it plays out. So let's not mislead people, and let's not believe everything we see on the online. I've seen people putting out things clearly displaying utmost ignorance. So it's necessary for lawyers who understand how the law play out to actually educate people and correct these wrong impressions. My name is Bobrisky, but don't forget this is Law to in Nigeria. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on post notifications so you can receive new notifications when new episodes drop. Thank you for watching.